You're listening to SoccerBallz, and it's that time where we've got Top Odds on the line. We've got Brandon speaking to us, as he does every week, to tell us what features we could have. I've got the site open in front of me at TopOddscom, waiting for Brandon to guide me through it. Brandon, how are you doing?
How's it, guys? Good, thank you.
Good stuff. Now, for starters, let's have a little recap of what we said last week, actually, because we were pretty damn close to everything last week coming true, I would say. There was, I remember the 4 games that we wanted to stick in an accumulator, and I think we got 3 out of 4 right in the end, with Chelsea being
Chelsea let us down.
no, that's so like them, you know. They just keep losing whenever you want. And
I actually can't believe how they played, and I can't believe that they lost, and I can't believe I lost my bloody money on them. But yeah, it was disappointing, but I hope you guys backed Kaiser Chiefs. I told you that was the bet of the weekend.
Yeah. Well, I was happy. I backed Stoke against Arsenal, so I was happy about that.
Yeah, and I liked Stoke as well. I did say to you, I think you mentioned that they are Arsenal's bogey side, and they lived up.
Yeah, and it was 3-0 at halftime. I was celebrating my money already, and then it became 3-2, and I was getting a little worried. But no, then they pulled through, and Luke Donald nearly became a sneaky shout in the Nedbank as well.
33-1. We were there for 3 days.
Yeah,
we just threw it away at the end. He ended up shortening in the betting to 9-10. So I actually called up my bookie and laid off. And made a little bit of profit, but I mean, geez, it would have been nice for him to go the whole way and for us to collect the whole boodle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now, another week. Tell us, where are we going to look this week, Brandon?
Well, the first place you look is obviously English Premier League once again. And a game that stands out for me is Manchester City again. They're playing Leicester away from home. The bookmakers have Man City up at 5-10. To win this game. I'm not even going to discuss Leicester's odds or the draw, because I think, after their performance last night against Roma, I think Man City, with the injuries they've got, they seem to me to be the best team in the league at the moment. I mean, they're just getting win after win and result after result. It's not pretty, but they're grinding them out. And I mean, they had no right to beat Everton on the performance that they had on the weekend. But gee whiz, 5-10. That's where my money's going to be this weekend. They'll beat Leicester, and they're going to put pressure on Chelsea to beat Hull.
Yeah, I think so. Look, I was looking at that game, and I was thinking it just depends what kind of odds are being offered there. Do I just put a bunch of money on City, or would I stick that in the accumulator? What would I do about that? But yes, no, I definitely back them. I think you could put City's run straight onto when they beat Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Then I think that was probably the point where they've just looked like they're going to win regardless. I mean, you're right. That game against Everton looked like that game that they had no right to win, but then in the end they ended up winning, which is, as the cliche says, sign of a great champion side that are in form at the moment. So yeah, I'm not betting against them.
No, well, if you're going to say that, okay, in form of a great championship side and looking to just scrape out results, we have to then say Man United are potential champions, because there's no way that they should have beaten that Southampton team on that performance. And obviously, the derby this weekend is Man United-Liverpool. It's a massive game. And Manchester United, Allen Bookmaker and World Sports Betting have Man United up at favourite at 8-10 at home. The draw is 5-2, and Liverpool are 7-2. So that's just over 3.5 to 1. Oh, my heart's telling me Manchester United. The form's telling me Manchester United. And if there's ever a license to steal this weekend, it's back Manchester United. They will win at home. Liverpool are very poor. That's a steal.
I mean, Brandon, I know that you always like to slide on the side of Manchester United, but on this one, I couldn't agree more. I almost put this game in the same bracket as the Manchester City game in terms of look at the odds would offer. Do I stick it in an accumulator or not? Because there's no ways I would bet against Manchester United in this, which I know is going to upset some Liverpool fans. But one side is just really on the up. I know they were scrappy on the weekend, but as we say, that was a game they didn't deserve to win, but they did. That's a good quality. And Liverpool have been, look, it must have been heartbreaking in the week. I think it's been a very confusing time at the club for, they haven't managed the squad that well. They've made some dodgy squad rotation decisions. Some signings just haven't worked out. Look, it's just a team on the up at home that's been getting great results at home against a team that's been on a downward curve. So would be the logic betting against Man United is what I would think.
You can't. I mean, Liverpool couldn't beat Basel in the Champions League to get through. I think it's a blessing in disguise for them that they're not through. Although Europa League, I mean, geez, who wants to play in that? But at least Liverpool fans will have something to do on a Thursday night. Man United fans won't. But, if you're talking about accumulator, if you take the double and you throw in Man City and Manchester United, you're already getting 18-10 with Allen Bookmaker. So that's just under 2-1.
Yeah.
Can Arsenal win this weekend? The beloved Arsenal, that's another game that I'm looking at here.
Ooh.
They're playing Newcastle. Newcastle are on the form of their lives. They've just come off beating Chelsea. And I think Arsenal are a little bit short at home. Alan Bookmaker and World Sports Betting have offered Arsenal at 4-10. Newcastle are 7-1 to get a result.
That's
at
value.
Arsenal. So, I don't know where we go there, but Newcastle are flying high and Arsenal kind of aren't.
I fancy a cheeky bet on Newcastle there, to be honest. I really do. You could talk me into Newcastle nicking a win 7-1. That's worth a
Well,
little
I'll tell you
flutter.
what, if you throw Newcastle into the AutoCom with Man City and Manchester United, World Sports Betting will lay you guys 20-1 on that bet. But obviously, you have to hope that Newcastle
Yeah.
victory.
Yeah, we can be bullish about Newcastle, but let's not get too greedy here. I'm thinking, I think maybe I'll throw in a cheeky bet at 7-1. I'm not sure I'll throw them into accumulate and bet the house on them. I might even do this. I would even look at one result that I think might even be a done deal this weekend is Chelsea-Hull. I think Hull are playing poorly.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea need to take out some frustrations on someone, as they often do. But I might think about, you could possibly advise me on this, I'd possibly think of chucking Chelsea into an accumulator with Man United and then maybe putting a sneaky bit of money on Newcastle as a separate bet.
Yeah, this could be a cricket score against Hull. Chelsea, you could see in the Champions League they were just livid that they lost the game.
Yeah.
And for me, a bet in this game here, Chelsea are 0.16. That's very, very short. It's 1-8 to win this match. But what might be interesting here is if the punter, we have a bet called half-time, full-time, where you can take Chelsea to win the first half onto Chelsea to win the game. So it's a little bit of a accumulator within the same fixture.
Okay.
And Alan Bookmaker and World Sports Betting will give you 6-10 on Chelsea to basically win the first half and then go on to win the game. So that might be a little bit of value there. But I'm not going to be taking 1-8 Chelsea. This whole side aren't too bad and they can get a goal. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, no, Steve Bruce does have goals on the side. They're just on a bit of a downward run at the moment. Anywhere else that has caught your eye?
Yeah, I've pulled out a game in Spain, in Spanish La Liga. We know that Real Madrid and Barcelona winning there every weekend are a given. But a side that we tend to forget about as punters is Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
They're playing Villarreal at home. World Sports Betting will lay you 6-10 or 6.5 to 10, 13-20. Atletico Madrid to beat Villarreal. And I think that's a good bet. And I think, if you take the AutoCom this weekend, I would take Villarreal, take Manchester United, and take Manchester City, and go stand in the queue and collect your money.
Yeah, and that's the one to chuck in, as opposed to Chelsea, where you got to make sneaky deals to find your value there. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. That's it. I'd stay clear of the Chelsea game.
Okay.
I follow the teams in form, and I think Atletico Madrid they'll beat Villarreal.
Okay, so we're saying our sure things as punters would be Atletico, Chelsea, and well, you don't want to stay clear of Chelsea, Atletico, and the Manchester clubs, City and United.
That's correct.
Doof, bang.
Now, you know what they say. You know what they say in betting circles, Sean, is that once you put a team in a ticket, you don't take them out. So if I were you, I'd throw Chelsea in there at 0.16 because you seem so determined to put them in.
I'll make some other plan with Chelsea as like a backup in case everything else completely fails.
I mean, once again, the punters can follow the betting in running on our front page live in play, and maybe you get better Chelsea from one of our bookmakers later in the game.
Yeah, no, of course, goes live in play as an option as well on TopOddscom. Brandon, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks so much, mate. And speak to you about money next week. Cool.
Thank you. Cheers, bye.
Cheers, Paul. That was it. Well, Brandon from Top Odds there. Yep, so those are the teams that we want to back. And the accumulator this week would be Atletico Madrid, Manchester City, and Manchester United. Throw them all in. Try to see what the bookies, what odds they can give you there. And I think maybe have a little sneaky bet on Newcastle this week because it's 7-1. 7-1, really? I mean, that's of course Arsenal will be the favourites at home, but Newcastle are a good side. They're playing good football at the moment, in form. 7-1. I want to have a little flutter there myself. And the other fixtures are probably they've got trouble written all over it. Even the PSL, those have got troublesome fixtures written over it this weekend. Not quite sure what to back. Anyway.